Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning here that after they took the misaq, they agreed with that, what is that they did? Okay? First thing they said something. Qalu, they said, and they here is Bani Israel. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning how did they respond of this mithaq that we had given to them, and we had told them to hold on to this firmly, and we had raised the mountain above their head. So first thing is qalu, they said. Bani Israel responded. Okay? What did they say? Sami'na wa asayna. Two things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning that they said. Okay? So again, the word we just saw, this sin, mim, ayn, means to listen. Okay? And if we put a na at the end, it becomes we and the past tense. So this is simple state. Sami'na, we heard, or we listened. And we, here is Bani Israel, they are replying, they are responding, we listened. Okay, that's the first word. Then there's a waw in between and the next word is ayn, swad and ya. Okay? And this means to disobey. Disobey. And again, if you put the na at the end, it becomes asayna. We disobeyed. Okay. So here, this is the arrogance that they have presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they are saying, we heard whatever has been told to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through Musa alayhi salam. We heard that, but instead of obeying what we were told, we disobey. On the other hand, in the Quran, about the Muslims, it is, the words come, Sami'na wa ata'na. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the quality of the believers, that Sami'na, they heard, wa ata'na, and they obeyed. But here, the word is asayna, which is the opposite, disobeyed. So this was the response of the Bani Israel. Sami'na, they are saying, we listened. And asayna, we disobeyed. Okay. Now then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning a fact. And the fact is that because they had made a calf for worship. When Musa, and we saw in the previous ayat also, that when Musa alayhi salam went to the Mount Tur to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 40 nights, in his absence, with the help of the magician there, Samri, they made a calf, baby cow, of the gold and the jewelry. And they started worshipping, saying, this is Musa's God. He forgot and he went somewhere else. And they started worshipping. And they were so much involved in that, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning that their condition was that the love and the worship of this calf had sunk deeply into their hearts. They just wanted to continue worshipping and showing their love to that calf. They just a piece of gold and jewelry that was melted and converted into a figure of calf. That they fell in so much love with that, they started worshipping, and their hearts were filled with the love and the worship of the calf. So that is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning. The word here is wa ushribu. Okay? So these starts with these letters Sheen, Ra and Ba. Sharaba. Sharaba means to drink. Okay? And this is Babe Fa'ala, 3 letters. In Babe of Allah, it is Ashraba, extra alif. Ashraba means to make drink. To make drink. Okay? Means to give to drink something to someone. Ashraba. And the word ushribu is the passive voice, which means they were made to drink. Okay? So the word ushribu is a plural, but it's a passive. Ushribu. They were made to drink. So what's the meaning here? They were made to drink means it sank into their hearts. Okay? It went deep into their hearts. They were saturated with the worship and the love of that calf. So that is ushribu. Wa ushribu, and they were made to drink. Okay, and the next word is fi qulubihim. Okay, so let's look at these words. Fi qulubihim. Okay. So the root letters are Qaf, Lam, and Ba. Okay, this means to turn. And the noun is qalbun. Qalbun means something that turns, and that's the reason we call the heart, because it keeps turning. So the meaning of the word qalbun is heart. Okay? Its plural is qulubun. Qulubun means hearts. Okay? And hum means them. Them means Bani Israel. Okay? So when we combine this is a noun and this is a pronoun. We combine them. This becomes qulubo hum, because one dhamma goes away. And the meaning will become their hearts. So the word is qulubuhum qulubuhum. Okay? Their hearts. And there is Bani Israel. Okay? And when you put a fi before that, fi means in. And fi is a harf-jar, and what harf-jar does, it takes the dhamma here and change it to kasra. So it becomes qulubi. Okay? Fi qulubi. And for the purpose of tajweed and recitation, we pronounce this dhamma also as a kasra. Okay? So it's easy on the tongue. So the word becomes fi qulubihim, in their hearts. Okay? Fi qulubihim, in their hearts. Fi qulubihim means in their hearts. Okay? And al-ijla means the calf. Okay? And as we saw in the previous ayat, the root letters for this word are Ain, Jim, and Lam. and Jim and Lam. And Ijlun is the word. Ijlun means a baby cow or a calf. Okay? And when you put al before that, means the, and with the al, two the must change into one. So it becomes al-ijlo. Al-ijlo means the calf. Now this word is coming after this verb here, which is ushribu. So when a noun comes after that, it changes, this last dhamma changes into a fatah. So the word becomes al-ijla, the calf. Okay. So the love or the worship of the calf was so much down and deep into their hearts that their hearts were saturated, they were filled, the love had sunk into their hearts. They were made to drink so much, that's what the saying is here, that it had penetrated so much deep into their hearts that their hearts were sunk with the worship of this calf. And why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying why it happened? Bikufurihim. Okay? So Kaf, Fa and Ra, this means to disbelieve. Okay. And Kufrun is the action. Kufrun means disbelief. Kufrun means disbelief. Okay. And hum mean again them. Okay. So when you combine these, kufrun and hum is pointing to Bani Israel again there. So it will become kufrohum, one dhamma will go away. Kufrohum will mean their disbelief. Okay. So the word will become kufro hum, their disbelief. Okay, and we put a bead before that, which is a harf-e-jar, and we can translate it with or because of their kufr. Okay. So they had fallen into the worship of the calf because they had done kufr. They had disbelieved in the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So again, this B is a harf-jar. It will change this dhamma into convert into a kasra. So it becomes bi kufri. And for the pronunciation, tajweed, we will also change this to a kasra and pronunciation will be bi kufrihim, because of their kufr, because of their disbelief. Because of their disbelief. Okay? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, so the statement ends here. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the next few words is addressing Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by the word qul, say, O Prophet of Allah, in this Quran, say or mention. Okay? Bi'sama ya'murukum. So the word ba, hamza and sin are the root letters, and bi'sa means evil, and ma means that. Okay, so the word is bi'sama, evil is that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to the Prophet ﷺ, say, evil is that. Evil is that. Okay. Ya'murukum. Okay. So the root letters are alif, mim, and ra. Amara. This means to command. Amara is to command. Okay. And if we look at these words, root letters, fa and lam means to do. Okay. And if we put a ya in the beginning and pronounce as yaf'alu, that means he does. Okay. Third person and present tense. Or it also means it does. Okay, so if you do the same thing here, this will become ya moro. Ya moro means it commands, or he commands. Okay, present tense. Okay, and kum means you. It commands you. So we can translate, we don't have to say it because there is a word after that, we'll take care of that. So ya'murukum means commands you. Commands you. Okay, and bihi means of what? Or of it. Okay, and what is that, the word after that? Imanukum. Your iman, the kind of faith or the kind of iman that you have. Okay, so the word is, and we know that root letters are alif, mim, noon in bab fa'ala, and in bab af'ala it becomes two alifs, mim, noon. Amana. Amana is written as this way, alif, hamza, alif, mim and noon, and this means to believe. Okay, and from this word is the iman, which is actually imanun, is the noun. Imanun means faith or belief. Imanun means faith or belief. Okay, and again if we put kum, okay, which is you plural, so when you combine these two, one dhamma will go away, it becomes imanukum. Imanukum means your faith or your belief. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to the Prophet sallam, say, it is evil what your faith or what your belief is commanding you. Your faith is not commanding you to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but your whatever faith or belief you have, it is taking you into the wrong direction, towards the evil. Bi'sama, what is command you are getting from your iman or faith, instead of submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and saying sami'na wa ata'na, you are saying sami'na wa asayna, we heard, we listened, and we disobeyed. So your state of iman is leading you towards the evilness. Okay, and why it is happening? Because you have fallen into so much misguidance towards the worshipping of the calf that you cannot keep anything in the right perspective. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making a conditional statement. In means if. Okay. Kuntum. Kuntum means simply you are. And mu'minin is the plural of mu'minun. Mu'minun, one believer, mu'minin, many believers. So if you are believers, then why this type of belief or this type of iman is taking you towards the evilness? So mu'minin, you are believers. So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, a page of the history of Bani Israel, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided them, gave them a mithaq, and showed all kind of signs to them, and in return they not only disobeyed, but they claimed that they disobeyed. And they worshipped the calf, and their iman or the faith they were claiming to be actually was an evil. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in the Quran that convey this message to them, that your iman, which you claim that if you are a believer, is leading you towards the evil of the faith. So inshallah we'll stop at this point.